Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the first course of a series of courses I am going to be making on CELPIP and how to basically improve your score. I know that many of you are struggling to get the score you need for PR or immigration purposes. And today we are going to talk about the top 4 things that could boost your speaking score. These are major things that can have an enormous impact on your score. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to push that bell icon in order to be notified for my next videos. So without further ado, let's get to it. The first tip to take into account here is your speaking pace. And it basically means that if you tend to speak louder, please try to lower your voice a bit, and vice versa, of course. If you have a soft voice, make an effort to raise your voice a little. And this goes without saying, and many CELPIP candidates have this issue: do not speak too fast. I mean, your rater shouldn't have to feel like, could you repeat please? Okay? If it gets to that, it won't serve you well, guys. So please, do not speak too fast. I'm repeating that. Because don't think that he or she is going to bother listening again. All right? Bear in mind that what you say is more important than how you say it. And that what you say should be as clear as the sun. And remember, you are basically talking to a screen. Okay? So try to make an effort. All right? And I know it's not encouraging to talk to a screen, but try to pretend talking to a real person face to face. The second tip is about your accent and intonation. I know that you have an accent. Actually, they already know that you have an accent and they are not trying to address that. They can't, even if they wanted to. Just speak decent and understandable English. That's all you need to know. All right. If your English is hard to follow, you're going to have a problem with that. Okay. Do not speak too fast. I said it before, because speaking fast with an accent, all right, doesn't give you good results. All right. You should convey a clear message, a clear idea, or an argument that is easy to follow and grasp. All right? And as to your intonation, you should be able to play with it according to the situation. I mean, you shouldn't sound like, hey Tom, I heard about your accident and I hope you are doing well, yada yada yada. That's not an emotional being talking here, right? But if you sound like this, hey Tom, I heard about the accident. Oh my God, how did this happen? I hope you are feeling all right by now. I wish I would wear that at the hospital, but unfortunately, I have things to do. Okay? Now, right, now you sound um, a little bit more like a human being who is caring about his friend or a relative. Now, your intonation plays a major role in conveying the right meaning and living the context for real. I mean, act it out. Be an actor once in your life. Our next stop is about vocabulary use, and this is where your linguistic tools should man up. You should be comfortable using all parts of speech, from articles, prepositions, verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs. You should show them how well you master the language. Of course, it needs a lot of practice. So practice. Don't wait for the last 2 or 3 weeks to prepare for the test and expect cookies, as most of you do, though. I'm sorry to say that. Most of you most of you think about the um, the test only in the last 2 weeks. Be for real, please, and that's not going to happen. You're not going to get a good score if you do that. And please try not to impress the rater with big fancy words you don't master, putting them in the right context. That would probably reflect negatively on your score. And I can't stress this enough. Avoid long, meaningless pauses. I know sometimes you get stuck and pause to think about what to say, but try to use gap fillers like, what else could be said here? I don't know how to explain this, but let me think. I know I have missed something. So these gap fillers, all right, will do you good. Of course, while thinking at the same time, all right? And avoid repeating yourself. It shows your lack of creativity. And this is key in the CELPIP test. They tend to take into account how creative the test taker is. If you do make mistakes, don't get nervous and start correcting yourself every now and then. It will only make the situation worse, believe me. It will slow you down. So please avoid reacting on your mistakes on the spot. You can reflect on them after you finish the tests. Our final tip today is about time management. Please be well organized when you provide your answers. You know that 2 or 3 ideas are enough if you know how to develop them to give a good answer. We will talk about how to specifically answer each task in the following videos. And keep an eye at the time bar every now and then. There's no harm in that, to know where to wrap up your answer and say your conclusion if you have any conclusion prepared. It would also be helpful to take only bullet points when you prepare, right? Major bullet points that would put you on track. This would help a lot in your organization. And do not forget to fulfill your task. This could seriously affect your score. In other words, talk and respond to every part of the prompt. Do not forget anything they told you to do. And do not speak too fast just to include a conclusion you desperately want to say. You'd rather fulfill your task first. All right? And of course, I have to say, relax and collect your thoughts after each task. All right? You should be doing this. Otherwise, you will be lost, and a lot of tension won't serve you well. So, how about you? Which of the tips we have talked about you still find it hard to improve? Maybe I can suggest few strategies to help. I am interested in your answers. Please write them in the comments area, or if you have any question, go ahead and write it as well. So please like and share if you find this helpful, and don't forget to visit our website for more practice. That's it for today, guys, and see you in the next video.